Perfect now.
Yeah, great. Right. So again, pleasure to meet you. So this is presentation from Macquarie University Business School. I'm a lecturer in marketing. My name is Darren Kim. Yeah, before we start, we always welcome in Australia. We always welcome with the greetings, acknowledging traditional custodians of the Macquarie University land, which you can see here, and also that background of the Sydney city, the Guatemalago clan of the Drog Nation, and whose cultures and customs have nurtured and continue to nurture this land since the Dreamtime. I pay my respect to elders, past, present, and futures. I hope you someday visit Macquarie University, continue this great history as part of this Macquarie and also Australia. Okay, so Macquarie's motto is you are uh, you're in the center of what we teach, and also we can multiply your potential. If you're putting your effort through Macquarie, I'm sure you can multiply your potentials enormously. So that's what we, as a Macquarie University, and also as an educator, is planned to do. Okay. So before I just introduce myself, I also had a really great experience it's quite a long time ago, 2013, November. It was really hot still in November, and I really enjoyed visiting in Ho Chi Minh City. Someday I really wish kind of visit the city again. And my name is again Darren Kim. Again, I'm a lecturer in marketing at Macquarie University. For my academic background, I did my PhD in marketing at UNSW, and I also did Master of Economics honors from University of Sydney, and also Bachelor of Commerce, Finance and Accounting from the same university, University of Sydney. I recently received like Hund Maynard Award 2023 from the American Marketing Associations. So like me at Macquarie, we have a lot of great teachers, and also we have a lot of great researchers. I'm also just part of it. Macquarie University is one of the really reputable university in Australia. The quality of education is highly regarded, and also a lot of companies, potential employers, they also enjoy hiring a lot of Macquarie graduates. Myself, I have more than 10 years of work experiences from industry. Since a lot of you interested in marketing major and media major, I worked for a lot of marketing analytics job, and also I did working for media company. For example, I worked as a um, senior research executive from the BBC Studio, Australia, and Australia and New Zealand, and also worked for the marketing analytics and marketing functions in Commonwealth Bank of Australia and also Westpac. Those are top two banks in Australia. And also I got other experiences before working for marketing roles. I worked as a financial services as well, like Moody's Analytics, and internship at United Nations, and also pharmaceutical companies, and electronics, LG Electronics, and also teaching experiences not only in Macquarie Business School, but also teaching experiences from Sydney University and University of New South Wales. Why am I presenting myself? Why am I introducing my background? Because what I would like to tell you is that I have experienced teaching from top universities in Sydney, top three universities in Sydney, including Macquarie University, and also I experienced the industry in Australia as starting from international students, originally from South Korea. I can tell a lot of good, I believe I can tell a lot of good things about my background experiences. I believe Macquarie University is really great place to continue your study. Now, okay, many of you wouldn't know what is marketing. Even some of you have some idea about business, perhaps, but maybe not specifically about marketing. For me, it was very difficult to understand what is marketing during my undergraduate, during my bachelor's. So, what can you expect to learn in marketing? This is a really beautiful kind of scene from the Macquarie University. A lot of students having break time. Now, so imagine yourself, you're sitting in this beautiful place, and then you are kind of sitting with me, and then one of you asks me, so Darren, so how can we expect to learn in marketing? What can we learn? One of the other students may say, isn't this on advertising? Isn't this similar like media advertising degree? What I can say is marketing is not just advertising. Advertising is very important part of marketing. However, it is not perfectly equal. The key is that the power of understanding people, the power of understanding customers, power of understanding organizations, power of understanding even not the current customer, but even future customer. That can be my friend, that can be my family, and marketing is power of understanding people. I will show you how marketing is power of understanding people. Next slide. So maybe some of your kind of family member or somebody, your uncle, I don't know, somebody close to you say that, oh, I majored in marketing. But you know what? If people studied marketing long time ago, what they remember as a marketing is 4 Ps. That is marketing mix. The marketing mix is traditionally known as the scope of marketing. So if somebody learned marketing, let's say maybe 20 years ago, what they believe the scope of marketing is 4 Ps, which is product. Okay, I'm making something. I'm making sugar. I made a sugar. We have a product and price. How much price do we have to sell this sugar and place? Where do we have to sell this? Maybe kind of close to the market or close to the harbor so that we can export. What about promotion? Promotion is like, okay, some part of the advertising, of course, and then let people know where is the sugar, right? So traditionally, 4 Ps. What to sell, how much we can sell, and then where we can sell, and then how we're going to promote the product. So these are very, very classical marketing scope of marketing. The boundary of the marketing was quite narrow to a certain extent. And then managing all those 4 components, product, price, place, promotion, how are we going to do it? So that we called as a marketing strategy. Okay, that was the old version of the marketing. But what you gonna learn from marketing school? Okay, now very important changes. A lot of views in marketing or business in general, now it becoming the customer centricity, or people is at the center of every consideration. So the founder of the Apple, a very well-known person, Steve Jobs, mentioned that you gotta start with the customer experience and work back from the technology. You cannot start with technology and try to figure out where you're going to sell it. Again, he emphasized it. He started with what incredible benefits can we give to customers, right? So let's say you made a really interesting machine. Instead of thinking about, oh, how I can sell this to customers, it can happen, right? But in marketing, we think about starting from customer. For example, okay, who's our potential customer in Sydney, Australia, or Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam? Who are they? How much they're willing to pay? What's their problem? We want to start from customer. That's changed the current and modern idea of marketing. Now, instead of 4Ps, now we change to as 4Cs. C starting from customer. This is the idea of customer centricity in marketing. Traditionally, the marketing strategy was managing product, price, place, promotion. However, there's a paradigm shift. A lot of good influencers, such as Stephen Jobs and many other marketing academics, changed the paradigm shift. Instead of product, oh, we have a sugar out to sell. Instead of it, we start rethinking about consumer, what they want. Okay, traveler like me, wandering around in Ho Chi Minh City, and then it's very hot weather there. I need some beverage. I want to refresh myself. Okay, sugarcane product drink sounds very good to me. My problem is I'm thirsty. Instead of, oh, we have a sugar, you're looking at, okay, there's a foreign customer. They want to solve. They're thirsty, right? They're thirsty. How can we help them? Instead of the price, oh, this is price. This pack of price is, let's say, such and such a Vietnamese dong or such and such Australian dollar. But instead, thinking about the thirsty customer like me, oh, I'm very thirsty. If I buy a bottle of water, it's quite far from here. But if I drink sugarcane drink now here, I can solve my problem because I'm thirsty. I want to buy it. How much does it cost? Little bit more than little bit expensive, but I don't want to travel 100 meters away and buy a bottle of water. Cost can be higher, but that's fine to me. Instead of the price, it's thinking about how much I can pay for it, right? Instead of the place. Okay, of course, if you sell the sugar, it must be in the retail store. The problem is, how can we sell in retail store? It's very difficult, right? But thinking about convenience, I'm very thirsty customer. I want to drink some sugar and ice water. And thinking about convenience, like a lot of street vendors offering you can drink on the street. For me, it's very convenient. So instead of thinking about the place, oh, selling to the retail store, sugar, it's really a very proper way. But for me, I'm thinking about my convenience and also thinking about promotion. Oh, if sugar is not selling on the right speed, we can sell discount 20%, 30%. Hang on, we are already selling very cheap. How can you make it just price discount as a working for promotion, or publishing in the newspaper or television may be too costly. But instead of looking into social media communication, for example, okay, for foreigners, we have street sugar cane drink vendor map. You can download when you're visiting in Ho Chi Minh City. This is about communication. So you tell the potential customer where you are and what you're doing and how you're positioning yourself, offering what kind of product and conveniences you can solve. Now, starting from product, price, place, promotion, you're switching your paradigm to consumer, cost, their convenience, and you're communicating nicely to them instead of supplier-oriented mindset. Now we switched to customer-centric point of view. This, I would say, is one of the very important understanding about marketing in modern days. Now, today's a little bit more specific context. I'd like to emphasize one thing from this presentation. So from this big umbrella marketing, I would like to teach one important concept, which is customer journey. Customer journey is like this. Let's say you're working, your home has a washing machine or a dishwasher or any like appliances. It's broken, right? Um, so let's say you are parents in this household. Now you're making decision. But once you see any faulty appliances, you wouldn't directly just purchase. You need some steps, right? Some steps. For example, you can search what kinds of appliances, what kinds of brands out there. Sometimes you have no idea. Sometimes you're starting from very well-known brands. And then sometimes you also consider not very well-known brand, but also looking at capacity, brand, price, and thinking about your condition, size of the appliances, and also sometimes you have to do your work, right? Interrupt. Your shopping is interrupted. And then you open mobile phone, checking, and then maybe at night you ask your partner, for example, like your husband or wife, you can ask, what about this product? Do you like this one? And then multiple steps, right? There's a journey. You're not gonna just directly buy, boom, boom, I got it. You can't. Even you buy your Nike shoes, for example, you're gonna compare with other products. That's what's happening. So you have a lot of experiences before you making final purchase. That's overall customer journey. So this is very important concept I would like to tell you today. Now, in this customer journey, in marketing, we made a strategy. What about make this experience very easy, straightforward, and the customers coming to our shop, our company, to spend money, to buy from our product, right? So academics, and then doing research, and then they make some steps. For example, okay, with this customer experience, we name it CX, customer experience, and then we name it as a strategy. Okay, if experience matters, and then we try to break down this customer experience, starting from awareness. Okay, I didn't know about the brand such as such. And then let's say there's a brand V, right? I didn't know I have an option to buy brand V. Now I have an awareness in various ways, maybe social media and television, or maybe my family member or my friends or colleagues talk about this. Oh, now I know what's happening. I know what kinds of options there. Consideration. You're considering it. You're checking the specification, price, and then availability of the stock, when you can get it, whether it's going to be reliable one or not. You're considering it, and you can make a purchase. And then isn't that the end? No, because we always putting customers in the center of what we think. Purchase is not the end. What happens if the appliance is kind of faulty in high chance, right? If it's not reliable one, what would you do? You wouldn't repurchase it again. Then it really doesn't really help for the company to grow. Let's say you didn't know Tesla is available. Oh, now you know Tesla and you're considering it. Oh, Tesla is somewhat expensive, but okay, I want to buy it. You bought it. What happens if it's faulty? What happens if its maintenance cost is expensive? You wouldn't purchase it again, and also you wouldn't recommend your kind of somebody next to you. You wouldn't recommend it. That's why you also consider retention of the customer and advocacy. Advocacy is like social media. Oh, I've got my Tesla. I highly recommend to others riding it, something like that. So you all consider all those steps of the customer experience. Now, some students might be at this stage interested. Are you guys teaching or can I learn about social media in marketing? Maybe social media is something related in marketing. Are we learning from the university? Yes, we do. So interesting thing. So for example, like Instagram, for example, it's one of the popular social media. It has a huge fan base and a huge followers. But the question is, you have to link all those interesting stuff into the purpose of the marketing. For example, today's strategy that I would like to introduce is customer experience as a strategy, customer experience strategy, or CX strategy. So your question is, how can I apply this new platform, whether they can be social media, whether that's AI, whether that's a television, how can I plug in to CX strategy, customer experience strategy? So that is the question. We do learning social media in marketing. We have social media focused subject, right? And then we have many other things. But then whatever you learn from that subject, you can plug any strategy. In this case, CX strategy. How to make customer experience better. Even further, from university, we also include a lot of practical AI applications. From all universities in Australia, from this year, you are allowed to use AIs with a responsible guideline, within the responsible guideline. And also you can use a lot of interesting social media stuff and also even YouTube. But what we teach from the first year, second year, more theoretical one, and then when you become a third year, you're going to apply a lot of interesting tools, and also you try to make it more practical. Today, I would like to give you one example. Okay, now we want to learn customer experience, and then we want to brainstorm together. I'd like to give you one practical example. Okay, so trying to visualize in making a documentation is customer journey mapping. You know that you have awareness, consideration, all those steps, and then purchase, retention, and advocacy. Advocacy is like making customer happy, and then so that they can share with others. So all those steps. It's very manual. You can see a lot of sticky tapes. I mean the post-its from look at this start and then timeline to the end. And then we're thinking about customer on the left side. This photo, I didn't take it. However, when I worked for a bank, Commonwealth Bank of Australia, one of the most, it is actually number one in terms of the size, retail banking size in Australia. I actually saw it people using post-its and then brainstorming together during the meeting time and then using their ideas, put it into their wall for their ideas. But then the practice was customer experience journey strategy building, which is they making the customer journey mapping. At that time, it was before COVID, so they made it as a manual. So they have a hypothetical customer here. For example, one family homeowner, and then who are they? And then what's their lifestyle? What's their problem? For example, family, single parent, they have a difficulty of having loans or a credit card. How can we help them as a bank? Now, from the starting point, and then you are considering their difficulties of their journeys, right? And then in which point they feel happy and which point they feel sad. If they sad, how can we help them? Now, after COVID, a lot of industry practice changed to digital. And then these days, they are not using this post-it anymore. They're using cloud system. And that's what we from the university also teaching. And also, I will show you this cloud system. There's so many different technologies we teach at university, but this is one of the free version and one simple one, giving you the message of how you are visualizing customer journey, not using the post-its, but in digital. Interesting thing is, you can take a mobile photo shot, and then the QR code will directly let you get into the Mira account. It's free version. You can use it for free. What is amazing is that once you log in, we wouldn't have time to do it. I mean, I will give you some time, just kind of browse it yourself. So now, key points. This is a cloud. So instead of you're doing yourself, this one, if you're sharing your account with your friend, you guys together as a team can collaborate together. And together you can build up customer journey mapping. Not only the customer journey mapping, something else. But customer journey mapping template is available in this Miro. So what you can do is access, oops, no, hang on. Oh, no, no, no. Um, can you go back to the slide? Okay, so you can take if you in offline, you can use your mobile phone and take a photo. And then now you can, because we are very quiet. So now we have some interactive time. I'll give you maybe 5 minutes. You can work together, maybe people next to you, and then try to figure it out how it's working. So once you access, if you access in online, you can type Google or any such portal, type Miro, and using this logo, and then you can download. You can also do it on your desktop as well. And also you can use this in mobile. So if you log in, you can find out customer journey mapping template. So you can start from template. You can start and do it for your own. Also, if you share your Access account, you can build up the customer journey with your friend. what I want to say is that kind of practice is what you can do actually while you working as a marketing manager, marketing strategy specialist. A lot of time you are brainstorming together. You are thinking about customer's perspective, and then you are trying to make people's life better. But a lot of time you are talking, discussing, brainstorming with your colleague. But after the COVID, a lot of things now digital, like us, we are having meeting through Zoom. And also in a corporate environment, if you're working from home, a lot of things in cloud space, and then Macquarie University in business school, we are also teaching not only the theoretical perspective, but also technical capacity as well. And then you can build up. You guys successful doing it? Right? Yep, I'll give you maybe like kind of 2 more minutes. You can browse more. So I'll introduce two interesting key concepts. So thinking about touch points and pain points. So in this customer journey mapping, touch point is the point when company and customer are connected. For example, you're offering insurance service, car insurance service, customer's car is broken. Now, customer forgot to contact to the company for 2 years, and then you got an accident. Customer is ringing to the company. Oh, my car is just kind of got an accident. That's the touch point. Whenever customer contacting to company. And pain point is that customer finds it very painful. That's a pain point. So when you're looking at customer journey mapping, when you're designing customer journey mapping, customer experience strategy point of view, you would like to eliminate potential pain points. So that customer experience can be very smooth and happy while customer is working with us. Yeah, I'll give you extra 1 minute. All right. So since you got the link, since you got the idea, you can try it yourself after this presentation, after kind of maybe at night. Now I would like to move on. Okay, so this is only one example of marketing approach. You will learn more about it from the marketing discipline. One person out of 4 graduates from Macquarie University in New South Wales, Australia. So people working in business sector in New South Wales, Australia. New South Wales is the area that includes Sydney. Quarter of the employment coming from Macquarie University. Employability from the Macquarie University is amazing, and then we are one of the highly regarded employer in Australia. And also, our reputation is really great, especially in marketing. We have a lot of big companies near the university, and we are in a really nice suburb and very close to the shopping center. And also the image that you see here is the place that you can have lunch. I just had my lunch kind of one of the shops in here, and we also have really nice kind of student experience, life, and your cultural and also your future employability is also really great. So you can learn a lot of theoretical and also very technical aspects together. You can learn a lot from us. You can also find a new venture and entrepreneurship opportunities starting with marketing. You can do any other majors, but we in marketing, we also teach how to start a business. We have, this photo, I took this photo. This is the actual photo shot from the class time. This is one of the small class where the industry expert showing her kind of some explanations. So those kind of six students were my students from last semester. They are really trying to open their business. And if you have really, really great idea, Macquarie University incubator going to invest you. You can start your business. Some of the idea is that, like one French student said that in Sydney, there's only high-end French food, only and low-end French food. There's no middle-range French food, just students like her. So she said she would like to open middle-range level of French restaurant so that French food can be like common in Sydney. So she got funded, and then she kind of started her um, venture with the Macquarie University. So you have many different interesting ideas. You can also thinking about starting your own business by starting from marketing. So look at this beautiful campus. This is a really, really huge university campus from really like kind of a lot of areas. It's part of the university. All those green areas, in fact, it's part of the university. Swimming pool, and then this Olympic swimming pool, also part of the university. All those like middle building, pretty much like a lot. This is a really huge campus, and you're gonna enjoy a lot of great experience with the Macquarie University, and also very close to the nice shopping center, and also surrounded by the very nice residential areas. You can find really great accommodation around Macquarie University. You can enjoy this beautiful campus life at Macquarie University. So prepare yourself for your career in the marketing discipline at Macquarie University, especially in business school. At last, I would like to emphasize one student from, especially from Vietnam. She came to Australia. She studied marketing with Macquarie University. She started her career as a marketing executive who is the specialist in her section. Her title is marketing, growth executive. Her job is growing number of customers. That's her job. The company name is Cash Rewards. So Cash Rewards is if you register for Cash Rewards, and also if you purchase through Cash Rewards, you will get some discounts, right? So that's Cash Rewards in Australia. This is really, really huge in Australia. And then she is the growth executive. She really adopted in Australia really well and very successful. And then she's also last semester, she presented in my class about her experience. So you can be the next one. You can prepare your future, prepare your career, even the growth of AI. business school is ready so that you can be grow together and then you can be part of the global talent, whether you stay in Australia or whether you're going back to Vietnam. So thank you very much. That is end of my presentation. Thank you. And yeah, do you have any questions? Okay, I have some chats. Hang on. Oh, question we received from the registration from. Is this measure more focused on data and analysis or mainly about creative ideas? We have different tracks. So we have marketing, we have media, and also we have general business administration, and also we have business analytics. So business analytics is more focused on data and analysis. However, even if you're measuring in marketing, it's up to you. You design less quantitative, more qualitative aspect of the marketing studies. Even in the marketing, you can combine a little bit more of numeric studies, and also the level of the numeric, it's not that much. In my time, like 20 years ago, from university, I had to memorize all equations. And then while I was working from industry, about 7 years later, I get back to the masters. From my masters, no one in the class asked me to memorize equations, but at the time, university asked me to memorize programming codings, right? And then after a couple of years of working, after graduation, now I become a casual lecturer at the Sydney University and also UNSW. At the time, I was asked to students, you don't need to remember programming. I said you should be able to use it. And also, I asked you should be able to interpret the result of the coding. But now with AI, all teachings are different. There's nothing we ask you to memorize equations, nothing we ask you to memorize codings. What we teach is how to use AI. Even AI is good at interpretation. So that means we are teaching how to use it. Now, to summarize your original question, is the major more focused on data and analysis or creative ideas? We do have business analytics, very focused on data and numerics analysis. But marketing, we are in between. Media is a little bit more to the very creative side. The marketing, you can design yourself a little bit more, somewhat numeric, or purely like kind of non-numeric side. Okay? So you can design. That's my answer. What skills should I prepare in advance to do well in this field? In this field, I think of course like kind of the language skill, first of all. And also like your personality. I mean, you should be able to work together, right? Because you're gonna work in the team. So you should be able to work together. If you are extrovert, that's good, but you should be able to bring some good contents to the team. If you're introvert, that's fine. You must be good at like delivering some good contents in it. You should be able to kind of change your attitude while working together. You should be able to talk, sharing your ideas, and then kind of not like taking all opinions. Don't just accept it, right? You just should be able to talk, discuss, and then sharing your ideas. Nothing particular skills you need because you're gonna build up during the university. From high school level, like before you entering into university, I don't think kind of lecturer expect you to be ready because good thing about Australian universities, we don't expect you much because we think that we're gonna teach you really, really well so that you become like much better kind of the professional kind of person after 3 years. So if I'm not very creative, can I still study marketing? I don't think creativity is everything. Because you can really talk about your creative ideas with the AI. I'd like to believe that creativity coming from a lot of background knowledges. So you can't simply creative intuitive. If you're very creative, maybe you'd be like a singer-songwriter or musician, maybe. So I mean, in business, um, kind of you don't really need such a high level creativity because you're not gonna not everybody gonna get a job in um, commercial advertisement creating agency, right? It's not like that. Many different jobs. If you really can be able to think about your customer's perspective, I think that's a really good starting point. So I heard that if you want to study marketing, you need to have a good communication skills and know many ways of speaking to persuade customers to buy your product. But I have limited communication skills and I'm still in the process of practicing. So how can I persuade customers effectively? First of all, you need communication skills. But if you're willing to study um, in overseas university, not only Australia, same for US, same for Korea, same for like other countries, right? If you want to study there, if you kind of sometimes possible you can work there, of course you have to study. Good news is that I studied also as an international student. Um, Many students these days, early 20s, their English is way better than how I did in my 20s. Because you guys have YouTube, you guys have already great kind of exposures, and even you guys have a global pathway programs, which is amazing. Um, your English will be much better after 3 years, and then you can think about whether you'll be ready, kind of, or even you can kind of your English can be better while you're working. That's how I experienced, right? So your current communication still wouldn't be the current communication still when you get a job or like after maybe 5, 10 years. Okay, don't worry about your communication skill yet. You just didn't started the university yet. So how come your communication is perfect, right? You're gonna learn it. That's why from business school we have group work. Okay. Another thing, since I did my presentation, it's very clear we are not forcing to sell to customer because the key is that in many cases now marketing is moving to direct selling. Yes, we do have it. However, we more focus on indirect selling. Let's say if you're introvert, let's say, even if your English is good, you're really shy. You're a really shy person, so introvert. Then you can do some other work, right? Like kind of data visualization, for example. I also teach data visualization. So, and also using AI and kind of click-based drag and drop. You don't need to know any mathematical thing. I'm just teaching visual communication. That is one thing I teach as well. So don't worry about your communication skills yet, right? And also something that's important to have it. If you study overseas and also if you kind of get a job in overseas, that applies same for other countries. Another thing, um, you don't need to sell customer. You don't need to directly persuade customers, but you should be able to think like a customer. That's a good starting point. You know what? I see a lot of students, and I haven't seen a student who cannot study because of the capacity. But I see a lot of students who's not successful simply because they don't study, right? It's very clear. don't worry about your capacity, okay? If you get admitted to the Macquarie University, it means you're ready, right? So is there any connection between AI in marketing? Yes, I said, okay? Right. Previously, maybe 20 years ago, you had to memorize some equations, not anymore. After a couple of years, you had to memorize programming, not anymore. Several years ago, you still had to memorize how to interpret from some findings, not anymore. The key is that starting from customer problem, commitment, right? Even you can write your report in Vietnamese. You can even convert it to English in structure, and then you write more, maybe not perfect English yet. AI can help you to generate a better report. AI is not allowed to kind of brainstorm, but that must be your idea. But AI can help your reporting. This is really perfect timing that you can be very successful international students because your writing skill, especially many reports, many portion of the assessment is report until we change it. Really, really great timing to be as an international student. Even I'm sure some of you can get a better result, better marking result than domestic students, right? The key is your commitment and hardworking. I mean, I'm from South Korea. In my time, a lot of students really worked hard, but I'm quite sad to see a lot of South Korean students not study as much as like kind of several decades ago. But it's really great now. I see a lot of Vietnamese students and other countries, a lot of very talented and passionate students. I see a lot. I would like to see kind of from yours and what I see so from a lot of Vietnamese students already. Okay. Current offline participants also have questions. Okay. Okay.
Hello,
Great.
Dr. Darren King.
Yep.
I have a real quick question for you, and
Yep.
it's like, what do the company usually expect from a fresh graduate in marketing? And the second one is that I heard that marketing is a high uh, is a like high competitive field. So what what can someone make someone what can make someone stand out? Yeah, that's it.
So I want to clarify the term that you used. The first, was it first quarter of marketing? What was it? Is it quarter?
The first one,
Yep. First, did you say first quarter of marketing?
like the first question is what do company usually expect from a fresh graduate in marketing?
Oh, fresh graduate of marketing. Okay. Okay. Um, I think first question and second question is also quite related. Like how to make yourself competitive to get a job in marketing. And then also, especially for the new graduates, how to appeal to the potential employer. Um, it's really important. Yes. In my view, you have to be very proactive. So what that means is, um, so I majored in many things in business school, right? I did finance, I did accounting, economics, econometrics, and my first job was an accountant. the accountant career path is quite different from marketer's career path. For example, accounting, like you do you ticking all the boxes. Okay, I did this. I become an associate CPA. I become a member of the CPA, ticking boxes. And then you say that, okay, I did my compliance. But marketing is different. There's no such thing. But my recommendation is that, especially for marketers, future marketers, you have to build up professional digital profile, right? This is, for example, you have to build up your LinkedIn. I don't know what will happen after 5 years. I don't know. For now, at least, if you're coming to Macquarie, you start thinking about to build up your LinkedIn. Potential employers always check your digital identity. They search your name on Google, anything they can find you before they employ you, officially, unofficially. And then if they can find you in maybe in Instagram, you're always having a holiday only and nothing, you feel like a reliable person. I don't know, except the tourism area or some area, maybe YouTube, I don't know. They're gonna check you if they can find you in internet. But usually professionals check your LinkedIn because that's professional social media. I'm emphasizing this social digital your presence. You have to be digitally available. If I can't find you in digitally, but your competitor submitted the same resume, but the other one, they can search in social media, in LinkedIn, and then they can find the resume that matches your paper resume, and also some other activities. They will like it. But that's actually shadow. Shadow means like your body and shadow, right? It just reflects who you are, right? So to be able to make that social media and professional social media more interesting, you actually have to be, again, proactive. Proactive means you join to the community, you are professionally networking with other people, and also you are doing internship if you're available. If you can't find your internship, these days a lot of students are saying, oh, for me, I'm an international student, it's difficult to find a part-time job, difficult to find internship. What should I do? And then I say, if I were you, I would start like Instagram account for business, or if I started studying about YouTube channel and even NGO, trying to experience a lot. For example, one student have a only study in the library, right? The other student also studied library, but sometimes I'll give you one of my student example. Um, what she's doing is that she's doing interviewing people. Because I didn't follow her content, so I don't know. But she's posting it in her social media. I can't remember whether that's Facebook or LinkedIn. I don't think it's YouTube yet. She's keep interviewing people while she's studying, and then she's posting about her interview in I think it's LinkedIn. And then she's keep posting it. You know what she did? And then later she got another kind of part-time opportunity from a company. I think it was a small bank or tourism, can't remember. Because of the such an interview, it's not paying, but she was keep doing it. And then when she applied for the job, she said, I'm doing it for my activity. And then she got the video related part-time job. So you have to be proactive. So you have to combine with the experience and your study together. There are a lot of I can't make a stereotype, but some of the students from some of the countries, they're very good students. The problem is they only study. And then when they get into the interview, nothing they can talk about it. You need a lot of kind of experiences. So you have to have your own strategy. Okay, for like the student or one of my students, I want to make a video kind of every week or two, and then I'm going to post it social media. Or the other student, kind of you can make your own. I can't make one way fits all solution. But if I have to pick up the one word, you have to be proactive. You have to join AMI, Australian Marketing Institute. You come to the social event night. You wear a kind of your best dress, and then come to the event, meet people, talk to a lot of marketing executives in the event. You're knocking the door, and then you're trying to networking people. And also you get more experiences. And perhaps you do like, even if it's not popular, you can start like, okay, travel YouTuber in Vietnamese. You are introducing Australia. You're introducing Sydney university students' lifestyle. And then subscriber is a small, doesn't matter. The key is that's the activity shows you who you are, right? You need university degree, but this is the thing. Many of you and study together, and there's some of you gonna get admission for university like Macquarie or some others. You are successful, yes, good. But once you finish your study, you are one of the graduates. You're not competing your like kind of your friends from your village, right? Now you're competing with your domestic students in Australia or graduates from other universities. So from that point, it's not about marketing anymore, because Australia assumes that if you graduate Macquarie University, you are good enough. Just tick. But what's next? So to increase your first year employability and also make yourself to be competitive, I highly recommend you have to be proactive during the university lifetime. You have to study hard, but during the vacation or your spare time, your activity for fun becomes part of you and your identity. And then make you competitive in the field. If you get a job, do it. If you can't get a job, do something. Once you get a job, keep doing it. And then never give up to stay in the field. That's my kind of comment. Okay. So we are running out of time. So how much do we have time?
Do you have any other question? Both students.
The quick one?
How about
Okay, if you
online?
Yeah,
We have
looks
one
like
more
there's running out of time.
We have one more question. So the final question.
Okay, I'll be quick.
So thank you very much for your insights that you share about the abilities to be employable in the future work. And for questions for you regarding to the previous questions mentioned by our friends here, I believe that the best way that one can get acquainted to the communications and marketing section is to view themselves as a brand and to develop a personal brand for themselves first before actively joining the workforce. So my question is, what are the key steps and the process of forming your personal brands during the university's life years?
Very good question. You really picked up well. So building your personal brand make you very competitive. And again, I'll give you the steps. Starting from your own position and experience, because your own experience is the unique. That is a foundation of your brand. A lot of cases, for example, like I'll give you an example of the YouTube. Many people wanted to have a very luxury YouTube channel, but in fact, very realistic lifestyle is sometimes very popular because your brand starting from your very authentic condition and your situation. So don't try to copy something that something that you're not really matching that style. You can start authentically be yourself, and then how you can deliver yourself in a nicer version to communicate well to others. I think that's a key step to build up your personal brand.
So may I ask, may I add a little bit, Darren? Just a short example for personal branding as a placement. So we do have students from Vietnam, from Macquarie Global Pathway to even very successful in her personal branding. Like exactly what Darren shared, like starting from something like you yourself, very authentic for you. So she built Instagram as well as TikTok channel, mostly focusing on her daily life at first, like being an international student in Australia, sharing about how she traveled to school, how she started at library, and then expanding the content into her preferences, for example, like cosmetics, makeup, some tutorial video in makeup. And then she even built like a different TikTok channel just to challenge herself, like how to start like a brand new TikTok channel and still having like viral videos, focusing on her obsession over green tea matcha. So like keep generating content about yourself, involving everything in your daily life, as well as your preference, your habits. And then it's gonna be your personal project and also your personal brand at the end of the day when you graduate and you have something to show your employers about yourself, like your true colors. So I would just like to give that as an example, like how simple it can be, but how valuable it can also be for your future career.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, even if you're not that much successful, that's fine. If you're not kind of generating enough money from TikTok or Instagram, YouTube, that's fine. When you get a job, then there's something you can talk about it. Oh, I tried to build up my brand using TikTok and Instagram. I achieved such a number of people, and I have an experience of promotion, doing advertisement, social media advertisement, and I do have experience. This statement makes you much better, increase your employability, competitive. And if that's successful, sometimes you don't need to apply for a job as well. So that's how I say be proactive and authentic. I'm sure you're gonna work hard anyway. So yeah. Okay, so if that's the end of the question, it's my pleasure to having this opportunity with you guys. I'm so glad to see such a passionate student really wanted to push the upper boundary and then even the kind of the difficulty of moving to other